Hey guys, how you doing? Tony Schneider here, Quit Smoking Mastery. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you quit smoking advice, my favorite 7 tips. You ready? Come on, let's do this. Hey guys, how you doing? Let's quickly get into this video. And the first tip that I want to talk about is related to one of the popular myths, or the most popular myth that smokers have, is that smoking helps relieve stress. We've got to get it into our heads, the smokers I mean, that yeah, of course, life is and can be stressful. Everybody has to have a piece of stress that life throws at them every now and again. But if you're a smoker, you have 2 stresses. You've got the stress of life and you've got the stress of addiction. I'll tell you straight, the cigarette does not help relieve stress. In fact, the cigarette only causes the stress. And stress, of course, from addiction. Addiction eventually leads to withdrawal symptoms. And if the withdrawal symptom is not given its fix, then the outcome, of course, is stress. It's an illusion and a myth for any smoker to think that smoking relieves stress. That's it. That's the point. It doesn't. It causes it. And until you get that into your head, you are living and breathing a myth. Here's tip number 2. Quitting smoking forever is only achieved through 3 things. The decision, of course, commitment, and resolving. Tony Robbins said that the deciding is the war. Shall I do it? Shall I not do it? Can I do it? Can I not do it? Shall I do it Monday? Shall I do it January? Shall I do it in February? Shall I do it at Christmas? I don't know. Shall I? That's the war. The commitment is doing whatever happens, whether it's hard or easy. It doesn't matter. It has to be done. Your commitment will decide your success. Your commitment will decide your future. The last one, resolve. Basically, resolve means it's done. And once you've taken huge steps of committed action to a life-changing process or a life-changing power of quitting smoking, then the results will come. I promise you. Try everything until you get the resolve, until it's resolved. The third tip that I want to give is concentrate on progress. If you commit to the life-changing power of quitting smoking, you are going to be in a process that I call progress. Progress is not only essential to your success, but also to your happiness. When you pass 3 or 4 days without a cigarette, that is progress. And that progress is essential to the way that you're thinking about yourself, because you're not actually constantly thinking about the cigarette. You're thinking about your own success. So your story is changing. Any kind of progress is going to pull you out of doom and gloom and take you to a place of, it could be euphoria. When I passed 5 days without smoking a cigarette, I felt euphoric. That's what it did. I was elevated, and I wasn't giving cigarettes the energy of the thoughts of I needed one. My thoughts, because of this progress, were of success, I was succeeding, my story was changing. That means that the power of your thoughts are within the progress. And that progress is getting you to think about awesome things. Just that small little bit of progress is life changing. Your story is changing. You are changing. You're getting a step by step closer to the outcome of your own joy and happiness by quitting smoking. Your story of those 2, 3, or 4 days without cigarette, that story, that situation is going to change your life. Even if you're not where you want to be right now with the end result, any kind of progress is success. Any kind of progress is a step closer to where you want to be. With any kind of progress, like I said, you're going to start feeling more alive. You're going to start feeling more confident with yourself. And I promise you, progress is success. My 4th tip is use something that you love or that makes you happy in your current life or in an area where you are successful and it brings you joy some way or another. You have to use that part of your life to help you succeed. It could be your job, the relationship with your partner, the relationship with your dog, the relationship with your children, the relationship with your boss, the relationship with your close friends. All the good things that are happening in your life right now are because of your planning and your designing and the work that you put into all those things that make you happy right now, that bring you joy in your life right now. So you've got to use the same blueprint that you're using for those things that are making you happy in your life right now for quitting smoking. If you want the joy and the happiness of quitting smoking, then you have to use the same type of blueprint. If you know how the good things in your life should be and you strive for those things, then give quitting smoking the same attention and that same blueprint and watch what happens. Tip number 5. I've said this 1,000 times and I'll keep saying it. My advice when you quit smoking is start some kind of activity. It doesn't make any difference what it is, as long as it's an activity that'll raise your heart rate, that'll make you move your ass. I've told you 1,000 times, it can be football, boxing, dancing, swimming, tennis, jogging, mountain climbing, anything that is gonna make your heart rate go up, anything that you can't smoke while you're doing it. It's very important that you bring activity into your life because you're gonna start using your lungs, your blood's gonna start moving better, your heart rate's gonna go up, you're gonna lose some body fat if you are a little bit overweight. Relationships that you're going to create with people that are doing the same sports and the same activities, it's life-changing, it's phenomenal. Do something that you wish you had done or started years ago. It's very, very important that you build up some new resistance in your lungs because your lungs need to be worked so that they can repair themselves, so that they can function and start cleaning out all that crap inside them. Whatever activity you choose, you can do it indoors or outdoors, but do it with friends. Join a club and make new friends. New people in your life is amazing. And also make sure that when you do these activities, don't do it with people who smoke. I made a ton of new friends when I started Muay Thai boxing. It was one of the best decisions that I made in my life. I loved it. It got me in perfect shape and it really opened my eyes to fitness and health. That's why I have my own boot camp training facility now. But make sure that you do something. Start something that's gonna raise your heart rate and make you never want to smoke another cigarette again in your life. Okay, here's tip number 6. Obviously, smoking is something in your life that you probably detest right now. You don't want to do it anymore. it's giving you a lot of frustration. You're fighting against it, but you feel weak. You're struggling with relapse. You're not having a good time with the withdrawals. And this is obviously a part of your life that has only one culprit behind it: smoking. Yes, you may be doing fine in other parts of your life, but you're not completely happy. Smoking bothers you, and it won't stop bothering you until you make a decision to quit completely. If you say that you like smoking, then you are either disillusioned completely, or you're just a stupid teenager who thinks that you're going to live forever. If your life and your health doesn't match up where you want it to be, then you have to stop putting your wood on the wrong fire. I'll repeat that. Stop putting your wood on the wrong fire. Here's my tip number 7. Failure is part of the process. If you ask anybody who is a successful ex-smoker if they quit the first time round, I'll bet my house that less than 30% will say yes, they did. And the rest, like me, had tons of relapses. Remember, I've said this loads of times, that I went through 6 years of trying to quit smoking. That's a long time. Each time I got frustrated. But it was only during the last few attempts that I started to learn what was going on, that I started to change my strategies. Because I learned through failure. Tons of successful people, not just quitting smoking, in business and in life, they learn through their failures. A failure is part of the process. Nothing that is successful came without blood, sweat, and tears. And I mean tears, real tears, because even I cried a few times when I was failing and going through that process of learning through my failures. So remember, in all cases of success, failure is a part of the process. You understand me? If you fail, don't throw that towel in just yet. Learn from it. Learn that failure has to come. It's very rare. In fact, I don't think it exists that something that was successful, somebody who is successful, didn't have a failure, didn't mess up, didn't try it 55,000 million times before they got it. Don't throw the towel. Don't throw the towel just yet. Keep at it, and I promise you, you will succeed. You will succeed if you understand that failure is part of it all. Welcome failure. Don't neglect it. So there you go, guys. Hope you liked the video. That's my 7 tips or 7 pieces of advice that I would give to anybody who wants to quit smoking. I hope you liked it. Please leave a comment, a question, a like, or a thumbs down. And I'll see you in another video very, very soon. And remember, don't smoke. You don't have to. Okay, let's get out of here. See you soon.